So I'm going to then represent the full time of the universe in this 100-yard football field. So we know today that the universe is 13.7 billion years old. And that's the same as 13,700 million years old. That means that we're representing, well, if there's 100 yards there, if we divide that by 100, that means we'll be dealing with 137 million years is the equivalent of 1 yard on the football field. So on this side, our goal line, we're going to represent that as today, and then the opposition goal line, we're going to represent that by the beginning of the universe, which we call the Big Bang. Now, we're not 100% certain if there was anything before the Big Bang. As far as we can see, time itself started at the Big Bang. So it's difficult to describe before, although there may well have been a before the Big Bang. But that event happened 13.7 billion years ago. Okay, so if you actually analyze and sit down and work out how the universe has evolved and changed since the Big Bang 13.7 billion years ago to today, we can put some markers on this football field. So roughly the first stars that started to form in the universe were around about the 3-yard line. First evidence of galaxies is around about the 5-yard line. Because that's pretty early on in the universe. The evidence for the sun and our solar system is much, much later on in the universe. In fact, if you want to wait and see when the sun forms, the sun and our solar system don't form until you get to the 65-yard line. So that's the sun and our own solar system. That's 65 yards, or if you want to look at it in terms of how far away it is from today, that's 35 yards from goal. Now that means that the solar system is only 1/3 of the age of the universe. Our Earth is 4,500 million years old, which is roughly 1/3 of the age of the universe. Okay, so there's where the Earth and the Sun formed. In terms of the first life on Earth that we see, first evidence of that doesn't occur until 29 yards from goal. Life on the Earth. 29-yard mark. The first evidence that we have for life on the land is much, much later than that. In fact, life on the land, the first evidence of it, doesn't happen until about the 3 yards from goal line. Life on the land. We're getting very close to today in terms of the time scale of the universe. When dinosaurs ruled the world, well, scientists have been able to work out that there was a major catastrophic event about 65 million years ago. So the dinosaurs actually ruled the world from about the 2-yard line up until about half a yard from goal. So that small region there is when the dinosaurs ruled the world. In fact, T-Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex was wiped out about 65 million years ago. Scientists think there was a massive meteorite impact on the Earth that caused the death of all those very large dinosaurs. The first hominids, the first human-like creatures, are very, very close to the goal line. In fact, the first evidence of human-like creatures is only, for humans, it's only 3/4 of an inch from goal, which is pretty crazy. We are very, very late on in the history of the universe. Civilization, human civilization, which we classify as roughly the last 10,000 years. Civilization, 10,000 years, is the equivalent of 0.0026 inches from goal. Now that is roughly half the thickness of a sheet of paper. So if I take a sheet of paper like this, the whole of human civilization, in terms of a 100-yard playing field, is only half the thickness of a sheet of paper, which is pretty crazy. So the next time you see a football field, stand on the goal line, hold a sheet of paper in your hands, and half the thickness of that sheet of paper represents the whole of human civilization, and the 100-yard football field represents the time scale of the universe. It's pretty crazy. Okay, well, let's go from the time scale of the universe then to our place within the space of the universe. Here's a representation of the whole of Florida. So here we are in the southeastern part of the United States. And here we are roughly at the northern part of Tampa. And it's only about 150 miles across. It's not that large. Okay, so you can see the whole of Tampa there in the southeastern part of the United States. Hopefully your commute, if you do travel about, doesn't take you off this map. That would be quite a distance to go. If I zoom out even further, I can represent the large portion of the planet Earth. Now what I've done from my own particular situation is I've taken an app called My Places, and I've highlighted the different places that I personally have been in the world. So the red places that you see here on this map are places that I've lived. And the blue places on the map are places that I have visited. So I grew up, I was born in England, and I grew up in the northern part of Ireland. So there's the UK over here. I spent a lot of time in the States. You can see the different places I've lived. I've lived in San Francisco. Spent about a year there. That was good fun. I also lived in Missouri. I lived there for a year. Spent 3 years teaching at a college in Pennsylvania. And then my current location is in Florida, which is a great place to live. People want to come and visit you when you're living in Florida. You can see that I've visited extensively around Europe as well. A few vacations in Portugal, and Spain, France, Germany, Sweden, Italy, even the tiny little island of Malta, which is a really, really good place to look at the nighttime sky. So hopefully you'll be able to do something similar to that. You'll be able to represent the places that you personally have been on planet Earth.